Welcome back, everyone, to I'm No Genius. As always, I'm Eli, consistent, on time Eli. Joining me, as always, is my co-host Camden Primer. Cam, how you doing, man?
I'm well, Eli. How are you, friend?
I'm doing really well, Cam. I got a beef to pick with you, my friend. Cam, in terms of scheduling, for those of you that don't know, at I'm No Genius, we don't have a designated day that we're going to record every single week. So we're just kind of playing it by ear. Whoever can make it, and whoever can't make it cannot make it. In this instance, me and Cam are the only ones who can make it. But scheduling this episode, this recording sesh, was a bit of a headache because Cam, what I ask, when can you guys record? Cam says, what did you tell me, Cam?
I said anytime this week.
I believe your exact words were anytime you want, Daddy E. And in this case, I am Daddy E.
Mhm. Mhm.
So Grant says, oh, I can do Saturday. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll be back in town on Saturday. We could probably do an in-person episode. Adam says, I can do after 4 on Saturday. And I was like, okay, great. This is working out fine. Guys, how about Saturday at 5 o'clock? And Cam, what did you say?
I don't remember verbatim, but
You can paraphrase.
I said I can't do Saturday.
Right, yeah. But what was your previous massage to me?
Um, I can do whenever. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, whenever kind of includes the weekends
Mhm.
because we don't take days off here at I'm No Genius. It is a 24/7 sweatshop. We pound out comedy every single week, high quality content for you people to enjoy. But Cam, he yanked the rug out from underneath me. And Cam, what do you have to say for yourself?
All right. I didn't realize I was walking to the principal's office when this episode started, but I get here we are. Here we
Yeah,
are. All right, you want to play administrator? Let's play. I'll
I
play
mean,
delinquent.
I
I said,
come.
my turn. I said anytime this week. When was the last episode we recorded on the weekend?
It was back at Grant's house, I believe,
Uh-huh.
and that was in 2024 at least.
Yep.
Probably I would say around September.
Oh, so a couple months.
Yeah.
So several months ago. Okay, so one could see how I've developed this routine of not doing this on the weekend, on doing it a weeknight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Eli, what do you typically do on your Saturday evenings around 5 p.m. ish?
It varies from time to time. I do a multitude of different things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a very busy man, not to be trifled with. So
No, go ahead. Go ahead and lay them out. What
I I
a
I vis
couple options.
I visit with ones close and dear to me, family members and what have you, significant others, or other, just the one really. Yeah, gonna clear that up there. So yeah, sometimes I am a little bit the schedule's a little bit cluttered on Saturday nights, but for something like the I'm No Genius podcast, there can I will be Moses and I will part the Red Sea, if you will, of my schedule. I will make a gap.
Okay, all right. I'm not gonna go off. I'm not. I didn't want to bring anger. You decided to attack it head on. That's fine. I get it. I apologize. I'll be honest with you. Don't have any plans yet for Saturday.
Okay,
But I
really?
promise you I'll find it, or they'll find me. I'm gonna have plans. I'm gonna be doing something Saturday at 5 p.m. I
Okay.
promise you that. Mark your calendar right now.
You didn't think that
Uh,
maybe hanging out with the boys, doing a quick podcast episode, going out getting some grub, that wouldn't be plans for Saturday night?
well, I might be hanging out with them, but I don't want to spend an hour of that time recording our conversation
That's true. A lot of the stuff we
because
say,
can't go on the air
yeah,
because we usually do it during the week.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair
So
enough.
you could see my confusion.
Yeah, fair enough. But, I don't know, Cam. Maybe
And
it's
I
just
get it. I get it. They're busy. They're in school. They got schoolwork to do. That's fine. Totally fine. They can't make
Mhm.
it on. That's okay. But I'll be here during the week. And if you want, you can splice this. You can do it with them on Saturday. You can have the Saturday group. By all, your daddy, your head daddy here, Big Daddy Head Eli,
You
Big
know,
Head Daddy Eli,
what? Okay, yeah, there's a
Big
lot of
Daddy
things.
Kenny.
Yeah, Cam, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just wishful thinking.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I don't know. Like I just thought, like, man, it'd be so nice to do an in-person episode with the boys. We haven't done a proper in-person episode in many, many months, as we've clearly just stated.
Wait, is
And
Grant gonna be home Saturday?
no, that was the other thing. Like Grant wasn't even going to be home Saturday, so it didn't even make any sense. Like I don't know
Oh,
why I
okay.
thought this.
Okay.
But anyways, like I guess what I'm trying to say is, Cam, I'm gonna take the high road. I forgive you. All right, it's not your fault. Well, kind of is. Cam, my follow up question to this whole debacle: would you find a secretary or maybe a receptionist useful in your current life to kind of help you coordinate your schedule? Maybe not leave these Saturday night plans up in the air. Maybe lock these things down ahead of time. Would you find one of those useful?
Before I answer, I'm gonna take the higher road, actually one above yours.
The higher road, yeah.
And that's just me not leaving. That's just me staying in this Zoom call.
Right.
I would like that in the notes for the meeting.
AI companion.
Yep. Would I want a secretary? I mean, sure it'd be nice, but I like to think myself a pretty organized guy. I have a nice little. I'm not gonna get it. I don't want to open my bag, but I do have a nice little planner that I write down all of my stuff to do on the docket tonight, Thursday the 23rd, was a study. I have a product knowledge quiz tomorrow. So I studied. I did study.
Interesting. Do you, Cam, before we move on to that piece of information,
Mhm.
are you still rocking the to-do list or have you upgraded to an official planner?
Oh, yeah. I guess you haven't seen me organize since the to-do list. No, I have an actual. I'm gonna get it out now since
Yeah,
you
I mean, you might as well show that thing off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there we go.
Pull it
Yeah, no,
out.
it's an
Show me.
actual
Yeah,
planner now. I've made it to the big times.
there you go. Big boy job means big boy planner.
5 star.
That
Yeah.
is a big boy planner.
Looky there. Can't see anything that I've written down, but it's there.
Yeah,
Yep. If I went back far enough, maybe not this planner because I didn't go to. I haven't really truly participated in the school in a while. But last year's planner, every Thursday it said, "I'm no genius at whatever time."
heck yeah.
Weeknight, by the way.
Yeah, weeknights. You're right. Yeah, Cam, you're absolutely right. If you're going to put it in the planner, I probably shouldn't question your, commitment to the show to be willing to do this every week. And I appreciate you being here. I really do. Cam, you alluded to it a little bit earlier. Product knowledge, is that part of the job description for your current line of work?
Yes, considering I sell product, I should probably have an idea of what I'm selling. And I haven't quite learned how to sell yet, but we got the best damn product on the market, Eli, and it's not even close.
There we go.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, Cam,
I
that
won't
actually
get too into the weeds about it, but you can see through our windows pretty damn well.
they're transparent, or where are they on the spectrum between translucent and transparent?
Um, they're they're transparent. You can see directly through them. Yeah.
Directly through, no obscurity whatsoever.
Energy efficient, strong, installation superb. I'm not lying. I'm truly not. I would I wouldn't.
This is gonna be on the quiz, is it?
Um, no, it's more like what series of windows do we have? Oh well, I tell you, I if you want to know, but
I mean, we got 45 minutes to fill. So
I'd rather not do that to our mothers who are listening.
yeah,
I
that's
don't.
fair. That's
That's
fair enough.
boring even for them.
Yeah,
And
Cam.
they listen to us for an hour every week. Shout out
Yeah.
moms.
Well, I want to stay within your line of work here for a second. I want to build off of this. I want to capture this moment. I'm really
Okay.
just saying a lot of corporate jargon right
Yes,
now.
please.
Cam, when it comes to Windows, I'm very particular about my Windows.
Okay.
You say transparent,
Mhm.
but I don't want them so transparent that I'm gonna walk right through them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Not even see that they're closed and everything.
I hear you.
What amount of translucency of obscurity within the window is appropriate when in since you're the expert here in this case.
Well, baby, I can do whatever you need. See, our windows come standard dual pane. That's two panes. In the
Hmm.
middle is it's filled with argon. That's 38% denser than air. So it slows down thermal energy transfer. It's going to keep your house cool in the summertime, warm in the wintertime. Now, what I can do for you, on that standard dual pane window is what's called advanced low E. That's just another layer of protection against the elements. That's even more thermal protection. And I'm not even going to mention up how we have multi-layered chamber, 8 to 12 chambers in the frame, also for security and efficiency. But what I can do for you, I can throw in another pane. We're going to go ahead and make that triple panes. Okay. Depending on what side of the house the window's on, say it's on the west side, south side, gets a lot of sun every single day. We're going to go ahead and bump that up to solar defense. And
Mm,
that's going to make it a little more opaque, still clear, still beautiful to see out of. It's gonna darken it a little bit, and that triple pane, if you're really feeling froggy, we can go ahead and put blinds between the glass.
uh,
And we can go ahead and put a little easy slide operator that can open and close those blinds for you, or open and close the window however you'd like, depending on the window, of course.
wow. I'm not,
Uh-huh.
Cam. I don't know what you're saying, but I like what
Uh-huh.
you're saying, man. My question is, do you do window tints like cars, but for the house? I would love some red window tint so I can look outside and just think that the world is on fire. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
hmm I don't think we do tint windows. We can frost the window, like for a
Mm,
bathroom. We can make you a frosted window, but I don't think we can tint. I still have to play around with a little programming functioner, but I
right.
think we can frost.
Okay. No, no, I'm gonna make a note of that. No tinted windows. Taking business elsewhere. That's amazing. That's great, Cam. Seriously, I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you've learned so much. Are you
Thank
still
you.
enjoying work, and have you adjusted to the lifestyle of having two phones?
Uh, I think I'm gonna be fine for the winter. As long as I got we talked about last week, as long as I got a coat, I got two pockets, two different locations will be fine. Come summertime, I'll just move the keys to my bag and use both front pockets. So I think we'll be okay. The biggest, I'm a man of routine. I like routine. I like
Yeah.
I like to do my podcast sometime during the work week. Um, you
Yeah.
got me going, Eli.
I know. Yeah.
Listen,
That's
it's all built up. It's gonna come out slow.
it's okay.
Um, I like routine. So in the summertime when I worked in Hilliard, there was a Hilliard YMCA. I was a proud YMCA member. That worked perfectly. It was right where I worked. The closest YMCA to my office now is 20 minutes north. I'm not driving an hour to go to the Y in the morning, but I
Hmm.
will drive 40 minutes to a Planet Fitness right in Polaris. So sadly, I had to cancel the Y membership. I will miss it dearly. And I hate Planet Fitness, but if you go early enough, the critters aren't there yet. You can get a good workout.
But how do you mean critters, Cam?
You ever been to a Planet Fitness?
I was at a Planet Fitness for so long until I had an epiphany. I saw the light, if you will.
Yeah. Didn't is LA Fitness still closing?
That specific one, yes, but I'm going to a different location. So
Oh, okay, good, 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 good,
yeah,
good. So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
good. We're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all fine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But Cam,
I
what do you
don't
mean
know.
by what do you mean by critters? Yeah.
I'm just a Planet Fitness hater, and now that I'm a member, I'm trying to embrace it and love it and nurture it. There are some cool machines there that I haven't used or seen before. I used them the other day. I'm getting good lifts. So it's fine. It works. But you'll get your occasional you're just Planet Fitness gym goer. And it's a
Yeah.
judgment-free zone, not judging. Just some people make some very interesting choices in the Planet Fitness. You
Yeah.
smell what I'm stepping in?
Yes, Cam, I do in fact do that. But I want to raise you the question.
Please.
Planet Fitness, you say it's a judgment-free zone, but
Yes.
inside, basically, it's like a library, is it not? So it's not really a judgment free zone. It's more of a quiet judging zone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People are
Yeah.
still judging. It's just all up here.
That's a good way to put that. That's a very good way to put that.
Yeah. Because like
Also,
you're afraid to
oh,
make
sorry, go ahead.
noise. Like you're afraid to make noise in
Yeah.
there.
No, I have my AirPods in, and every time I set a weight down or something, like, oh my God, I just look up at the lunk alarm. Please God, like Squid Game. Just
Yeah.
wait for the giant doll to stare me down.
Hmm.
I will say I mean, you know me, humble guy, no big deal. I have the black card. I don't know
Word.
what I don't know what comes with that. The only thing I know, and the only reason I bought it is because you can use it at multiple locations. Um, but I guess I can tan. Because you know me, I need that.
Yeah.
And there's massage chairs, but I'm too scared to go into the black card section because what if they're like, can I see your black card? I have it, so there's no reason to be
Yeah.
afraid. But I don't know. We're gonna baby steps. This is my first week there.
Yeah, Cam, I also had the black card for a while. Again, since I migrated away from Planet Fitness, the black card went away with it. But I got to tell you, in the months that I had the black card for Planet Fitness, I did not utilize the black card room.
Hmm.
I only ever utilized the fact that I could hop from Planet Fitness to Planet Fitness at my convenience. And I feel
Yes,
like you got it for the same thing.
that's the only reason I wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cam, we've kind of stepped into a new topic here. We talked a lot about Planet Fitness being quiet for the most part, how you're afraid to make a sound. I want to talk to you about some gym etiquette and
Okay.
everything. Can we enter in this realm without being
Please,
too provocative?
please.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we
Well,
can.
we'll see what happens. Knock on wood. But Cam, when you're doing lifts and everything, obviously, you want to go hard. You want to train till failure and everything. And occasionally, you might let out a grunt of sorts, a little,
Hmm.
aggressive exhale of air. Would you say that that's appropriate in the gym?
Uh, yeah. I mean, don't be an idiot. Don't scream or
Yes.
none of that. But if you're breathing audibly, that's fine. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, how about the slamming of weights and machines? Not once, like at the end of a set or whatever, but like multiple times. Like every rep is a slam. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that. It's you're just hurting the machine. I want to use that machine. Please don't hurt it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I bring this up, Camp, because I switched to LA Fitness, and
Please.
LA Fitness, it's which by the way, LA Fitness, a similar membership to the Black Card membership at Planet Fitness, not that much more money, honestly. So it was a pretty good investment on my part. I
Okay.
feel like
Yeah.
you might want to look into it if Planet Fitness still ain't working out in a couple months time.
Well, I'm in a good routine right now, but I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep that in the back of your mind. But anyways, I bring this up because there was a lifter at this LA Fitness,
Hmm.
and he was getting pretty aggressive with it. And to kind of paint a picture for you, he had like long basketball shorts, like think like 2006 Miami Heat shorts,
Yes.
leggings, but like leggings tucked underneath the socks, his basketball socks. I think he had like low top Jordans on, and he had like a cut off, like one of those like tight compression shirts, lifting
Yeah.
gloves, and a headband. And if he had goggles, he would have completed the whole ensemble. But he did not have goggles. I was very disappointed. Anyways, this guy was on the pec deck and he was repping it out. And I knew that he was repping it out because I heard him repping it
Hmm.
out every single time. Not just like it was him going like, oh, oh, and
Yeah.
it got pretty annoying pretty quickly. But
Hmm.
because unlike Planet Fitness, we're not a judgment free zone, we're a judgment zone.
Oh, okay.
Everyone is judging this dude, telling him to stop, but can't kick him out for being loud. He's judging right back at us. He's just like, why aren't you being loud during your workouts? You're not giving 100%, wimp. in his mind. This exchange did not actually happen,
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
he,
I thought it said.
yeah, where this judgment is happening towards him, he's judging right back out at us. So it's like, it cancels out and everything. So this
Did someone
guy,
say something to him?
a couple of guys were just like, hey, can you, take it down a little bit? And was just like, no. And I was just like, you got to kind of admire him standing his ground a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
actually, I'm not. I'm gonna just keep beasting out.
it's like no pain, no gain, man. You
Yeah.
can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen and everything. But that was the main thing. But it got worse when, which like this is two separate occurrences. This isn't the same guy. It got worse when I went into the locker room because there's a sauna in the locker room, and as you know, locker rooms are where people get changed, and you might see some people stripped down in their birthday suit.
Yeah.
That's just part of a locker room and everything.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, again, there is nothing wrong with changing, having it all out there for a minute, putting your clothes back on, and getting out of there. However, there is a problem with having it all out there and sitting on the public bench in the locker room and scrolling through Twitter
Yeah.
while everyone else is walking around you trying to get from A to B and everything. Just like
Yeah,
this
no.
guy, I'm not kidding. This guy was leaning back, scrolling on Twitter, and it was there. Everyone could see it, what he's got working.
Uh, I was with you with the first guy. I'm on the second guy's side now.
How are you? How?
I I would never, never. That's horrible. But being a Y member for the past 3 years or whatever, and going at the ass crack of dawn, there's a reason they call it the ass crack of dawn. Is because all the old blue hairs in there are just walking from shower to locker, just with nothing on. And there's more of them than there are of us. So you can't. What are you gonna say? Put your clothes on, and then they just stand there and stare at you naked and say no. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna risk that. So I mean, if he's comfortable, don't touch anyone, but be comfortable.
Yeah, I have to. He wasn't. I guess he wasn't hurting anyone,
Yeah,
except maybe their eyes.
yeah.
That was about it. But it was just like you can't throw on some underwear and do that. Maybe for one, I don't want to have my bare behind sitting where like a bunch of people, like sweaty people have sat
Mhm.
before. That's just
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
though.
That's just you. That's the thing.
That is just, yeah,
That's
again,
that's just you.
these guys.
Him,
Yeah,
him.
these
That's nothing.
these
He
guys are
wants
at
more.
yeah, these guys are at the age where they've seen seen a World War II. They've seen the Vietnam. They've seen many wars and everything.
Yeah.
A couple of them have seen the Great Depression. They just don't care
No.
anymore.
How
They're
old are these men in your LA Fitness?
at least 120. At least 120.
That.
They again on the pec deck. They're grinding on the
Yeah,
pec deck.
that's awesome. I will say the Planet Fitness, um, there are curtains on the shower. That's an update from at least the Pickaway County Y. And they do have three stalls strictly for changing. So like there's no toilet in there. You walk in, it's so you can change your clothes. That's nice. There's a mirror and a ledge in there. I do appreciate that. But the shower was cold this morning. That pissed me off, but it also woke me up, so we're fine. We're good.
There you go. Do you remember using a locker room for the first time?
Uh,
When was the first time you ever stepped foot in the locker room?
probably sixth grade.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah,
And
because we had to change for gym class.
yeah, and back then looking back now, this is quite strange behavior on my part, but I would always like sprint to gym class. I would get there early and I would change in the bathroom stall.
That's not weird behavior. I mean, you're a sixth grade boy. Everything we do is weird. You're excited for gym. You also don't want people to see your skivvies. That's whatever. I will
Yeah.
say though, we spent 3 years in that locker room. By eighth grade, everyone was a little way too much, definitely too comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Hand up, that was me.
Well,
Nope.
I think it was partially due to the fact that you got locked in a locker
Mhm.
twice in that locker room in two separate years, by the way.
Yeah.
Have we
Two
ever?
different people.
Yeah.
I don't think
What?
we've ever
What?
told these stories.
Oh yeah. So for the viewers out there, Cam has been locked in a locker not once, not twice, but three times in the span of 3 years. Because in seventh grade, Cam, you want to take it away?
I don't. I The only one I remember was I was hiding in it to scare either Zion or Cooper. Walked in, shut me in it, started tweaking, and then the other one I pissed off Nate James, and he like physically put me in the locker.
Yeah. So that would be seventh grade and
Okay.
eighth grade,
Okay.
respectively. Yeah. Cam hides in the locker to try and scare our friend Zion, and suffice to say, Cam did not scare him. Zion walked right up and shut the locker on Cam, locking him in there. And Cam's voice went from "Oh, I'm gonna scare Zion. It's gonna be awesome,"
Yeah.
to "Oh my gosh, guys, get me out of here, guys! This is not funny. Seriously." Because you were really embarrassed to have, I believe, our seventh grade gym teacher let you out of the locker room because he was the only one who had a key.
Mhm. No, that
Yeah,
that's precisely it. That is
yeah,
precisely it.
and that, it happened two more times because Nate James just you ticked him off too much. Which, by the way, you have a pattern of picking on the biggest people in the room.
Well,
he just
it's fun.
he just shoved you in the locker. Which, by the way, that's not the funniest part. You weren't scared this time. You were mad, and that's a pattern that happens every time you get locked in a locker. You just get less scared and you get more mad
Hmm.
because you're in the locker and you're like, "Let me out of here, guys! I will kick all your butts." And Cooper gets really mad and he says, "Oh, let him out!" And Cooper lets you out, and then you guys start fighting and everything.
I
And
don't remember that.
yeah, well, I
Was
think
I
there
like
was.
actually upset?
I don't know if you're upset, but like it was funny. Like
Oh.
you were
Oh,
really
okay.
you're really playing into it. But
All right.
the last time to memory, was in ninth grade, I believe. You and I we were hanging out after basketball practice or something, probably waiting for one of our moms to pick us up or something. And I you were like just chilling in a locker for some reason. You were just begging to get locked in this locker in the in the varsity locker room. Like all this was after football season, so all the lockers were empty, and you were
Hmm.
just like hanging out in the locker room. And I can't. I think Luke Brenizer walked in or something, and he like leans up against the locker that you're in, and you're like poking him in the back through like the holes in the locker, and Luke goes like, "EB, toss me that lock." And you toss it to him, and he locks you in there. And Luke walks away, and you look at me, and you go like, "Eli, I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you!" And I was just like, "It wasn't even me. It was Luke." Like,
I really don't remember this one. Wow.
I think each time you just try to block it out of your mind, man.
Maybe I did. I knew I got. Look, you've been in one locker, you've been in them all. They kind of just all run together.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Do you have any regrets?
No,
Maybe getting into those lockers all those
I don't know.
times.
I have a couple notable locker stories. My favorite's probably back on the topic of Nate James, first and last. Shout out Nate.
Yeah.
He uh he was on an eighth grade relationships pretty deep. He was on again, off again relationship with someone in eighth grade, and he
You're gonna
gave
name drop Nate James, or you're not gonna drop who he was with.
yeah, I don't, she doesn't need to be involved in this.
Okay.
Um, I can take Nate. Trust me.
Right. Just not who he was dating.
Yeah, no, I can take him.
Yeah.
Um, he like they broke up whatever, and he got her sweatshirt back, and she was talking to Coach Lewis and I, and she was like, that's my sweatshirt. I want the sweatshirt back. Coach Lewis was like, we'll get you that sweatshirt back. So about a month, uh, when Nate wasn't looking, I'd get in his book bag and take it from him, and then he would brutally rip it away from me when he caught me. And it was just kind of this back and forth for a month, and finally he had it and like was about where bell was about to ring. He was about to go home, and I went down to Coach Lewis's office. I was like, Coach Lewis, like it's over. Nate's got it. He said, No, he doesn't. Walks to the office, goes up to the secretary. What was her name? Miss
Was
Clay.
it? Yeah, Miss
Miss
Clay.
Clay. Nicest lady word. Miss Clay, what's Nate James' locker combination? She goes, oh, why? Don't worry about it. Takes the combination. We walk to the locker, open it, and then I take it, and Coach Lewis passed me on the back, says, have a good one. Close Nathan's locker, and as we're walking out, I see him standing up, and I'm already in the hallway, and I just walk past and wave it in front of his head and run out to the bus. It didn't get me. I had it for a long time. I don't know where it is now, but I did wear it like for a significant period of time after that.
Yeah, did he ever steal it back from you?
Um, no, I like wore it. Like genuinely, like I enjoyed that as a article of clothing.
Well, like I can't because giving your significant other a sweatshirt, that was like a really big
Oh, that
thing.
was that was a big deal.
That was like if you're like official, like if you guys are, this is like once in a lifetime true love back in
Yeah,
middle school.
yeah.
You give sweatshirts. And the fact that Nathan and his significant other at the time, they broke up, and you were walking around wearing his sweatshirt. It was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty
Thanks,
funny.
thanks.
Yeah.
The other locker story. Glad this one panned out the way it did. I don't know if you have ever noticed, but the lockers in our garage where we keep our shoes and whatnot, those used to be, well, when Dad bought them, they were just sitting in the shop. And we got back from McDonald's one day, and this, well, the lockers were down there. I went down there, tried to open the door, and I'm standing there. I'm probably like 6, and the lockers get really big really fast. It's because they were falling on me. Fall on me, hit me. Only thing is sticking out is my head. Luckily, I didn't like die because, concrete could have been really bad.
Right.
I wiggle my way out. My Crocs are still stuck under the lockers, and I was so pissed because we just got back from McDonald's, like I said. I shit you not, I had a Sprite that was perfect car temperature warm.
Again, you're such a sick freak
I'm
because you
dead
do
serious.
this.
I'm dead. It was I nailed it. I had the perfect warm Sprite. It's all over the floor now. It's just it's shattered, not shattered, but spilled on all over the concrete.
Your dreams are shattered.
My dreams are shattered. Sprite spilled, and I walk up to the house. And I'm like, Dad, I just spilled my Sprite. And he's like, it's all right. We'll get you another. It was probably one in the fridge. I was like, not the same. Went in the house, and he goes, he goes out of the shop. He's like, oh my God, what the lockers? They're down. Were you under these? Because he lifts them up. My Crocs there. I was like, yeah. Why do you think I spilled my Sprite? I wasn't gonna waste a perfectly good warm Sprite.
You didn't think to tell him that the lockers were down?
No, no.
Well, kind of sticking with the theme of lockers, like when I was younger, we used to go to my grandma's house a lot, and she
Mhm.
had in her garage, she had like some old like, lockers that they painted green because my mom,
He's a
she went,
Ranger.
she's a ranger. She went to Hamilton, but we won't hold that against her.
Yep.
But yeah, they had lockers there that were green, and I remember like going over and hanging out there a lot. And I wanted to be in high school so bad. You know why? Because it wasn't because I wanted to be a grown up. It's because I wanted to be like Troy Bolton in High School Musical.
Mhm.
I wanted to be the guy that would like aggressively like lean up against the locker and like sing a song about how they get all the women and they have too many options in life and they can't choose because everything is going right for them and how they never do anything wrong and how it seems like nothing they can do is right. And I tell you, Cam, every time I went over that house and I walked in that garage, I slammed the locker in just dramatic fashion. It's like, why can't I decide what's wrong with me? And there was a baseball bat inside too.
You just
Sometimes
had it over your
I
shoulder.
just had it over my shoulder and I would just be like, "Ah, what's wrong with me? Why can't I think?" And at the time, it just felt like that. I just thought that's what high schoolers did. I
Yeah,
just like that was just like everyone's just having teenage angst all the
yeah.
time. Everyone has to decide whether or not they want to play basketball or do theater, when in reality, they could do both. But this is just
Yes.
what I thought people did. But I was pretty disappointed when I got to high school. That's not what they did.
Lockers were a big deal in middle school, at least. Did you use locker in high school?
I opened a locker
Yeah.
once in high.
I only
That
used
wasn't
it.
a gym locker.
I only used it freshman year.
Yeah.
But every other time in high school, I didn't use it. But middle school, sixth grade, that was a big deal. You
Hmm.
got your name on your locker. First day, you're freaking out because you don't know how to use a lock, but you're walking through it. It's the easy click. You figure it out. Feel cool doing it. There were multiple girls who had five-star penthouses in their locker. I
Yep.
mean, chandelier, carpet, wall-to-wall shelving. For what? A grippy and a couple pencil boxes. I did have a mirror because I thought, you know us,
Yeah.
big hair gel guys.
Yeah.
Didn't use it a single time. It just kind of just stuck to the back. Didn't need it.
Well, yeah, Cam. I had envisioned because I had watched this TV show growing up called Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Good show.
Taught me everything I needed to know about middle school. It was actually pretty accurate, which is kind of weird since it was written by a bunch of adults. But anyways, I there were a lot of people in that show that decked out their lockers and everything, like had it like it was a home away from home and
Hmm.
everything. And I was so hyped. I was ready to like, oh my gosh, my locker, it's gonna be a reflection of myself. It's gonna be amazing. And what do you know when I get to orientation on the first day, they give me a bottom locker.
Oh,
And
no.
none of the main characters in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide had a bottom locker.
No, no, no.
They were all at normal height.
Yeah.
It ruined the whole plan. Like I had all this stuff. I had a mirror. I had a calendar to put in my locker to kind of like cross off days and mark assignments. And it just I left it all at home. I was like, there's no point. I'm not gonna kneel down for that.
I'm
It's
trying
just
to think. I think I had a bottom locker one time in seventh grade. God, that sucked because you had to get there before the person above you did, and you were like huddled down, and they just got their everything on your back trying to get over it. You're like, bro, let me grab this real quick. But when you have the top locker, I mean, you're dealing with peasants below. You're literally just kicking them out of the way. Excuse me, Your Highness needs to get to his code. And then you
yeah.
open it, you just reach over. Yeah, top locker rocked. Bottom locker was like horrible.
Yeah, I only had a top locker eighth grade year, which if I'm gonna have it 1 year out of my middle school career, that would
That's the
be the
one to
one.
have.
That
That's
would
one
be
to
the
have.
one to do it, I would say. But yeah, bottom lockers were the worst, man.
Brutal. Brutal.
It was dark down there.
Yeah.
Sometimes figuratively, sometimes literally, because like
Mhm.
my locker mate right next to me on the bottom row, she bought souls for Jolly Ranchers and everything, and she
That was your locker buddy?
right next to me, yeah. And
That's
I
awesome.
got to say, I sold a couple of souls honestly to her because
Nice.
she had the blue Jolly Ranchers, and I wasn't going to turn
Did.
that down. And
You did.
I wasn't using it at the time, so I
Shout
just
out her. Should we shout her out? Yeah, shout out her.
yeah, yeah.
We're not gonna name, but shout out her.
I yeah. Shout out her. I'm sure she's doing well in her
Yeah, I
endeavors.
never sold my soul. Fun fact, never did.
Oh,
Refused to.
good for you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. You know, a little context for our seven listeners. We went to school with a girl. She was like when you talked to her, she was pretty funny. I had no problem with her. She was entertaining. She would show up to school with like a party-sized bag of Starburst, not Starburst, Jolly Ranchers. But in order, if you wanted one, you would have to give her your soul.
Yeah.
So we would write our name on a piece of paper and give it to her, and she had a Jif peanut butter jar that just said souls around it, and it was full. It was full. We were hungry little kids. I never sold my soul. I refused to. But I got a Jolly Rancher whenever I wanted because I was like, I'm not giving you my soul. And she's like, then you just can't have one. I was like, but I would really like one. She was like, if I can slap you in the face, you can have a Blue Jolly Rancher. Aim away. And she hit me multiple times, just right across the face. She didn't hold back anything. It was fine. Sucked down my Jolly Rancher. We were good.
So no regrets about having
Not at
this.
all. I still have my soul on a piece of paper. I still got it.
That's true. I mean, the thing that confuses me is why a Jif peanut butter jar? It seems that there are better receptacles to have to put souls in. No,
Not only that, it's just now occurring to me I could have wrote down any name. It didn't have to be my name.
very true.
She didn't read the paper. Why? You mean to tell me I got my ass beat for candy and I could just write down a random name?
Yeah, you could have written down Nate James or Eli Burgett in this case.
Oh my God, I should have gave out souls. Instead of collecting them, I should have just borrowed them from people.
You should have walked in with your own Jif peanut butter jar of souls and just say,
And just
give me that bag. Here are your souls. Thank you."
I should have. I didn't. Wow. Hindsight is 2020.
You could have gone into business together,
I
man.
could have. That would have been genius. I will say, I was very good. I guess still am very good at making up names. I think I don't know if I should say this or not. I think the statute of limitations up. I have my transcript from college. There was a lot of papers I turned in with a lot of authors who don't exist.
Yeah.
I'd say, "Hey Jim, what's your mom's middle name?" Okay, and then you just add a first initial. APA. All you need is the last name.
Yeah.
And they wrote 10 personality traits of a great CEO. It was good. And it worked all the time. Hey, Kev, what was your first dog's name? There you go.
Cam, maybe like in college or maybe even back in high school or really even middle school, that's when we started writing research papers and everything. Did you ever Google some information and come across an article that, oh my gosh, this has everything. This has everything I need. It's got quotes, it's got great information, but it has no author at the top. It has Bing.com is the author or something, or the staff writers at, Screen Rant or something like that. Did you ever, still use the article and just make up an author name?
Hey, kids, if you're still in school, take notes. Wikipedia has every answer you're ever going to need. Never cite Wikipedia. Find another article, just read the title, cite that one. There you go. It worked every time, without a doubt. Oh, wow, you did so much research. Is this like an actual, like you got this from like Info Ohio, like you dug deep, this is peer reviewed? Yeah. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. No, it was Wikipedia.
What like
Now
what?
I did do my work. I did when it came to those research papers, I did do all the research. It was me doing all the writing. All the information was from reliable sources. But if I couldn't find an author name, I made it up.
What were some like off the top of your head? Do you remember any, authors, or were they just like general names that, nobody could replicate? Just
Like Elizabeth Claxton. That would work, right? Because Jim and I were watching the Nets play.
yeah.
Uh, Um, it'd just be right like Donna Edelman. Go Pats.
Yeah, Julian. Yeah.
Yeah. Just right like I would look over, flip to a page in your textbook. Oh, cool. Gordy Monroe. He's an expert in the field.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, shit like that.
There would be some times that like I would think of a name and then I would look them up to make sure they're not a real person, but they actually were a real person.
Yeah.
Like one time I put Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Oh,
And
I would do that too. Yeah. Yeah.
he's not an acclaimed writer, so I was like, okay, maybe I should change that name,
Yeah.
just like probably so there's no confusion.
Or if I was really like either out of time or feeling frisky, just sometimes like criminals want to get caught. Like APH, just first initial last name. So I just put ebook and see if they I never got that one. But
Was it like K Fire or something like Kindle Fire or like
yeah,
it's
stuff like
like
that. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other ones, but like P Lane, Plane, just dumb stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Were there any research papers that you were actually passionate about and maybe sought out like real authors to like maybe do some stuff for you? Like,
Well, I mean, every like I did do the papers. I never just
I know you did the papers,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
it seems that
But
sometimes
if
you're
I
just
found a website where like it was super like there just wasn't an author listed, it just looks so much better when you do an in-text citation to have an author's name instead of the title of the article.
right.
So I would make one.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I had time to kill, I would like click through the article all the way till it got like to editors of the company and just use them. But other than that, it was just the link works to the article.
Yeah.
So
One
get that.
thing one thing that I would always do, because like it wasn't a problem when we used to print out like research papers and like hand them in like physically, but it was kind of an issue when we started to turn them in like, electronically, just like, oh, just email me a PDF or something, or turn it in on Schoology, which by the way still gives me PTSD.
Yeah.
But it was like when they get to the bibliography, they can easily click on the link that you're citing,
Always,
and
always remove the link. Never, never turn in a blue link. Never, ever.
I did several
Eli.
times, but
No.
but nobody ever caught me. By nobody ever raised like, Eli, this you say this is done by Richard Blazenloch.
Mhm. Good name.
I don't see Mr. Blazenloch anywhere. Can you tell me where you found it? Nobody ever said that to me, because I had always bookended everything. I would say like, okay, legitimate author, random guy I made up,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
legitimate, random, legitimate. If I
Oh,
need
you
like five,
you squeeze them in there. Yeah.
I squeezed them in there. Only if I like, absolutely need it. And like, by the way, the legitimate authors that I used did not really use them at all. The
Oh,
legitimate
no,
sources
no.
and everything, I got all the information I needed probably from one article, and I was just like, okay, just give me four random other sources.
Oh,
And that's
yeah. No, it'd go like Investopedia, uh, Encyclopedia Britannica. This article written by Kay Jennings, and then like an actual more source,
yeah.
Harvard Business Review. Yeah, they don't check that Ken Jennings wrote some made up article.
Yeah. And
He did.
you know what's funny, dude? Like in my profession, like we don't need like peer reviewed articles for information or whatever. Like we just check like the AP or whatever. Like I know that's like Associated Press, that is peer reviewed technically, but like it's just news, just like what we are and everything. Or like if we need like medical stats or something, whatever the first hit pulls up, those are our medical stats. That's what we're gonna roll with or whatever. Like, or like how many, like give me pneumonia statistics in Ohio over the past year. First hit, that's what we're rolling with, you know?
Really, everyone does that?
I don't know about everyone, but most people that I work
I don't know
with,
if I'd put that out.
yeah, it's like,
But I mean, I get it makes sense. Like at least from because all your news is current. It's
yeah,
different with like historical stuff. It's all current. So
whatever like the latest data is and everything. And there's a lot of times that some of the more like, I guess legitimate sources, they don't have the latest data or whatever. Sometimes they'll have like a study from like 2021 or something,
yeah,
but we need like,
now,
2024. Yeah, we need,
yeah,
yeah, we need here and now. We're dating 24/7 now.
now.
We need this data now.
Fox
And
45, ABC 22 now.
yeah,
Is that right?
again, you keep flipping it. It's just ABC 22, Fox 45.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
It's okay, man. Things are going well at the station right now for the most part.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
I was thinking about this today, and our middle school locker talk reminded me of it. Shout out to Crystal Klochek. Don't know what she's doing these days. In the moment, wasn't the biggest fan of her class. I did enjoy her. Wasn't a huge fan of her class because of all the projects we had to do. And I just hated projects, and especially presenting the projects. If I didn't have that class, I don't think I'd be able to like give the presentations I did in college, let alone do what I'm trying to do right now in
Mm.
like a sales position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, without Miss Klochek, you're saying you wouldn't have been able to make up authors in an effective manner.
Yes, to a
Gotcha.
degree. Yes,
To
yes,
a degree.
yes.
She played a
Yeah,
role.
because we had a project, what, two every 9 weeks? So
Yeah.
we have to go up there and like make sure it was timed, read everything loud and clear, have it done. And God, they sucked to work on. They were horrible.
Yeah.
But in college, you'd be like, hey, I need a 20 20 PowerPoint slide, 20 slide PowerPoint. Jeez. And you have to present for 10 minutes. And I just wouldn't bat an eye. I'd get up to the class and I'd present it and I'd do a good job and I'd go sit down. That's all Miss Klochek. Today I had to read a bunch of lines from my textbook to follow the sales script. Had to do it in front of a bunch of different people. Not a problem. Shout out Miss Klochek. You get on camera every day for all of Dayton.
Yeah.
Hey
I mean,
Crystal, thanks.
yeah, we made it, you know.
I would no,
I
don't go there.
well,
But
yeah.
we are on the right track.
Yeah, definitely on the right track. I would say that, yeah, it was very formative in my presentation style and everything. She taught me to, cut out the filler, a little bit, like stop, with this, like, stuff that'll jazz it up or such, It needs to be shorter, all killer, no filler. Know what I mean?
Oh, bars.
Yeah, and that really came in handy when I took oral communications my senior year through the Ohio Christian University. And Cam, I don't know if you remember this because I don't like to bring it up a lot. I got a 100% in that class. Did not miss a single point all year. Didn't even study.
Mhm.
Questions?
Uh, Eli, take your headphones off. I'd like to speak to the listeners and listeners only. I want to make sure he doesn't hear this, but he took it in high school through Ohio Christian. I took it at Ohio Christian. We had the same professor. Shout out Miss Roberts. One of her examples in class was Eli's video from high school. It killed me. God, it killed me when she presented to everyone. I didn't want people to know that I knew him, and he did a very good job, and I didn't want to accept that. But he shined in that class for years to come. All right, come back.
Anything I miss?
Nothing. No.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I just really enjoyed my time. Had some good presentations. You weren't in the class, so I guess you never saw one of my presentations. So,
Yeah, no, never.
man, that's a shame.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was a fun class for sure. I had several alter egos that I unveiled. One of them was Country Eli, where I explained the history of country music. And by the way, it was really just like a cultural appropriation since I was just acting like Peyton Weiler the entire.
That's look at you now, though. That Peyton Weiler persona's got you. Um, Now that the talk's back, you're back.
I mean, yeah, dude. I was speaking of which. Ugh, excuse me. Speaking of which, I was really worried about the talk going away. Man, not just for Eli Burgett Music, which is close to 9,000 followers right now, but also for I'm No Genius, which is just above 500. And and it's our most loyal fan base, I would say. It's where we get most of our engagement. Cam, you're more of an Instagram Reels guy. I know this, but would you have been okay if TikTok actually went away?
Um, I probably would have been fine because I try not to get on TikTok because as soon as I do, I'm on it for hours. Like
Hmm.
I was on it for an hour before this. Just, I was like, oh, it's almost gone. Might as well appreciate a little bit. I will say though, the targeted ads are getting a little out of pocket. I clicked on one ad for the Gillette, the green razor, the one blade or whatever.
Hmm.
I ended up buying it, damn it. So it worked, but and it's a nice product, works well. But now every time I get an ad, that's all it is. It's either that or a digital earwax remover that I don't need because I have clean ears. Come
Oh,
check.
I'm not going to check, but you just never know, man. You might have something deep down.
Listen, I was this again. The target ads are working because I had it was in my cart. I was about to check out, and I was looking at the comments like, if you clean your ears every day, you don't need this. You just see your eardrum. That's it. I was like, oh, then I'll be fine.
How do you
But they
clean your
are working, and that's all it is. I just get those two ads.
How do you clean your ears every day?
Q-tip.
Really? Some people say that's bad for you if you keep pushing it.
That's what the ad keeps telling me. But you don't push. You go around.
Mm,
You loop around. It collects all the stuff right here. It takes it out.
yeah. My mom, because like every time when I like my mom would say something to me when I was growing up, I would always say, "Huh?" even though I clearly
Mhm.
heard her and everything. So she always said, "You got earwax in your ear, Eli." Like, or you got stuff in your ear that you can't hear me. But really, I think it was just because I was listening to loud music all the time, and so she didn't sound like Blake Shelton screaming in my ears at the top of his lungs. So
Mhm.
I couldn't understand a word she was saying. So maybe she just did that. I don't know.
Or maybe you should have wax in your ears.
Maybe, dude. I mean, I clean my ears, not with a Q-tip, like, but the shower, rinse, just
Yeah, that'll do it. Do you clean
yeah,
the back of your ears?
behind the ear, like
Yeah.
wash behind your ears.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, just when I'm like, like
Yeah.
brushing through
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
mane, sometimes I'll I guess I'll brush up against behind there, but never like, I don't go out of my way to clean behind my ears.
Yeah, I'm never seeking it out. And Alexa, she's like, you have to. Like that's a targeted area for her when she takes showers. You got to get behind the ears. Uh, excuse me. That's what shampoo's for.
How does one wash behind
She
ears?
takes soap and washcloth and pulls her ear down and cleans it.
Like, is that like a hotbed for germs or something? Like,
I don't know. I just thought it was like a cartoon, like Looney Tunes thing. Like, make sure you get behind your ears.
yeah. Which, by the way, Cam, when you are bathing yourself in the shower, are there certain areas that you will scrub, and certain areas will you will just kind of like, we'll let water get those areas.
No, I can't. That's crazy you bring that up because before we started taping, you're like, what do you want to talk about? This is actually one of the things I want to talk about. And meant to write down this morning, I forgot. No, I make sure to clean everything, do the hair, let it sit, do the face, do the body. Like I'm picking up legs to get toes. I'm doing it all. And then rinse off. But when it comes to drying off, and I've learned this after drying off in the Planet Fitness like shower. I've gotten so into a drying off routine that if one little thing throws it off, I forget how to make my body unwet.
Mm,
Well, do the hair. Get all the hair.
right.
Bring the towel around the back. And you go down like this. Should I get up and show you? You just watch.
Okay, I'm
You go
watching.
you go down here, and then when it gets here, you wrap it under each arm and you fold it. This gets the side and the stomach. Bring it down, and then you shake it down, Shakira style,
Hmm.
to the rump, wrap it around, get the legs, and then you step off.
Yeah.
In the shower at the Planet Fitness, it's a little tighter, so you can't quite get the full shimmy shake. And that threw me off this morning, and I genuinely forgot how to dry my body. I just started like wiping it down like this, and
Yeah.
I wasn't dry. That might just be a tick of mine. Your turn.
That might just be a tick of yours, Cam, but
Okay,
to
never mind.
to to address my first point, there are some parts of my body in the shower where I'll just say, you know what, the soap will just run down there, and
Mm-hmm.
the water's gonna get it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I will wash head, I will wash pits, I will wash downstairs.
Good. Yes.
Yeah, I will wash. I'll wash chest, I'll wash all these areas and everything, thighs. I'm thinking the water's gonna get there.
Bergie.
And then the feet, I'm stepping in the soap. I'm stepping
Eli.
in the water. I'm
Eli.
thinking the water's
Eli.
fine. The water's gonna
Eli.
get. It's fine.
Eli. Eli.
It-
Eli. Eli.
yeah.
Eli. I've seen you walk through carpet and turn it to tile because the scent of your feet just eroded it. Listen, friend,
It's because I work hard.
I'm a sweaty guy too. Feet's one of the biggest sweaters. You gotta bend down or pick them up. You gotta rub some type of soap or cloth on it. You have to. I'm not saying you stink. I'm not saying that at all. But I will be having a keener nose around you just to pick up your toes, just in case, because
Okay.
I don't want you to smell bad.
Right.
And I don't think at this moment, I don't think you smell bad. But now that I know that you're not deliberately attacking the toes, I got to keep a nose out for it.
Well, I thank you for looking out for my feet. I appreciate that. um, Cam, I don't think I smell bad particularly because I have a good cleaning regimen upstairs, and I also use Old Spice Swagger cologne. Which, by the way, the first time I ever used Old Spice Swagger was back in fourth grade, and it nearly knocked out my entire science class because of how much I used. And it was really really bad. But I've perfected it now. I do XX once, like
It just
just on the face. Yeah, yeah. Then just walk into it. You know what I mean? And I've gotten compliments at work. People that I don't even normally talk to. They're just like, "You smell good," and
yeah.
I say, "Thank you," and then I like look into the camera.
And then
That's
you
not
hit
there.
Troy Bolton.
Yeah, I do a. Thank you. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go to Juilliard or University of Albuquerque. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then all my problems just work out through singing and dancing. So,
Yes. Yes.
Cam, that's actually a good way to tie this whole episode together. Let's have a life lesson for our listeners and bring this one home.
Oh God. We were a little bit everywhere. Sometimes life can feel like you're stuck in a locker.
Mm.
But if you're surrounded by the right people, they're always going to know the code to get you out. I know. I know. I know.
Wow. That you should have gone last. Mine's gonna be bad, and
Oh,
that's a very dramatic lean. Guys, lockers can also be dangerous. Okay, you may
yeah.
find yourself wanting to attack the locker and do a dramatic Troy Bolton lean about to express your feelings, and then that locker starts to tumble back on you and everything. So just because something can be beautiful from the lockers aren't really beautiful, but just because something can be beautiful on the outside does not mean it can't hurt you. So guard yourself, people, and you guard yourself by the people you love. Having dads there to well, I guess you kind of wiggled your way out of the locker on your own, and you were more worried about the Sprite. The dad had to find about
Yes.
your dad. Yeah, yeah. So this analogy's not really making it. What I'm saying is like, like have loved ones around you, and that'll be there to pick up the locker after it falls on you. So like,
Good.
that's all I can say really from everyone here at I'm No Genius. I'm Eli, and he's Cam. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.